So welcome to the compression test. So for the compression test is also being conducted on the same UTM, that is universal testing machine. So this is the specimen that what we are going to use for compression test. So the diameter of the specimen is 20 mm and the length is 30 mm. The material is mild steel that what we are going to use. So same arrangement that what we have followed for tensile test. So here the specimen is going to be fixed in between the middle jaw as well as the lower crosshead, lower crosshead as well as the middle crosshead. So like this we need to take up, so and then we need to apply the load. So the installation of the dial indicator is at the same position that what we used for tensile test. So here on the application of the load, the material is going to be compressed like this. So on the compression, so it is going to deflect back, the indicator is going to deflect back, so that we need to take it as the maximum compressible strength of that particular material. So let us see how the experiment is to be conducted. We need to put it to the zero like this. So maximum 1000 kilonewton we can apply, and then we need to reset the dial indicator to 0 like this, just by lifting the dial indicator like this, and then just by touching on the surface of this one, then firmly fix it, put it to 0. Yeah, now it is fixed to 0, so it will be the initial reading. Then for the application of every 10 kilonewton, for the application of every 10 kilonewton, now we are applying the load. Now the specimen is taking the load. So you can see the needle is deflecting. Then for the attainment of every 10 kilonewton, like that. So one person has to see here and the other person has to see at the dial indicator. So now, so you can see the deflection of the needle in the dial indicator. For every 10 kilonewton of force, we need to take up what is the deflection, and now the specimen is taking the compressive load like this. So that is the method. So how to fix up the specimen like that. So after some particular time, so the load pointer will get deflect back, that we need to take up it as the ultimate compressive strength of the specimen. This is the calculation part we need to take. So before going for the conduction of experiments, so we need to take up the specifications of the specimen. So initial diameter of the specimen, then initial length of the specimen we need to take, that one we need to take it as a L1. Initial cross-sectional head area of the specimen, that is the specimen cross-sectional head area. Then final diameter of the specimen we need to take, so it is going to increase like this. Then so total length of the specimen need to, final length of the specimen we need to take, and final cross-sectional area of the specimen we need to take up like this. So these are all the specifications. Then after that, so we need to take up the tabular column like this. So load, dial gauge reading, then delta L, that is in terms of millimeter. Stress we need to calculate, strain we need to calculate as same as that of the previous one. So dial indicator reading we need to take up like this, multiplied by 0.01, so which is the least count of this one, so 0.1. So this is the deflection that what is, sorry, this is the compressive length that what we are going to take. So by taking this area, so we need to take up what is the force applied divided by cross-sectional area will give you the stress, and original length, change in length divided by original length will give you the strain. So strain is like this and the stress is like this. So these two values, by plotting the stress on the y-axis and strain on the x-axis, we need to plot the graph, and then we are going to get the graphical representation like this at some particular length, so where the stress is directly proportional to the strain, which is where the material is obeying the Hooke's law. So we need to take up the slopes. So by calculating these slopes, so we can find out what is the Young's modulus of the material. This is the calculation part that what we need to. So that is the percentage of increasing in the area. Here area is going to increase after compression. Then percent of decreasing in the length after compression. After compression. So it is going to bulge. The material is going to bulge, and length is going to decrease. Percentage of decrease in the this one. So, but this compression, this specimen is bulging. See, now we can see the bulging. So after receiving the load, on the application of the load, it is going to bulge like this, and then Young's modulus. So this is the graphical this one reading that what we are going to take, the stress as well as the strain. So then we are going to get the Young's modulus like this. Then result part, percentage of increasing in the area, percentage of decrease in the length, and modulus of elasticity. So that is Young's modulus. So we need to calculate. So this is also done only here for limited to your syllabus. So it is going to use for only mild steel specimen. So this is the mild steel specimen. So like this you can use it for different specimens. Thank you.